Thank you so much for the amazing suggestion. Thank you, Matt Whitting, for the amazing video. Trollhättan. Apparently, it's near Gothenburg. All I know about Trollhättan is the troll, the creature, the magical creature in the mythology. Yes. So anyway, let's go.
A very good morning from Gothenburg, Sweden. I have just completed my first adventure on board the Barken Viking ship. If you're interested in seeing more of that, then consider watching my previous video. But right now, I am heading towards the train station to catch a train to the Swedish town of Trollhättan.
Always something that makes me jealous about Europe. We don't have this, the kind of city tram in Canada or in Thailand. It's so convenient.
It to Sweden's 23rd largest city, Trollhättan. Population here
33, so it's not a big city then. Wait, population what, Omar?
of about 50,000 people.
Oh.
The train station is there behind me. The journey from Gothenburg was about 35
Järnvägsstation.
5 minutes, and it cost 95 Swedish krona. That is about £7.50 sterling or €8.
That's
I use the
expensive.
SJ app. Trains run about every 30 minutes. So I think we're going to have a look around, see what we can find. There is a residential area straight ahead of me, some tall buildings there, some kind of water tower over there. But I'm going to walk alongside the railway tracks first, I think. There's two parts of the city I want to see. The first is a river and canal system in a park nearby, and then we'll come back and take a look at the city centre. It was good just watching the Swedish countryside pass me by on the train journey here.
What month of the year is this a temperature in Sweden? So we can know to not go during that month.
And it made me think a little while back I did a Finnish Lakeland road trip and I loved every second of it. I would love to do sometime in the future a Swedish road
that's
trip.
Lakeland. It's the island, I think, right? The island.
Looking at some of these less visited parts of the country, I bet it would be an incredible experience. But right now, ahead of me, some crazy looking large towers. So
why does it look like the tower in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur? The Twin Tower? A little bit.
Investigate further. This is a bridge with a difference. So on my far side is a river, but right next to me here is part of the canal system of Trollhattan. And the bridge there is actually a lifting bridge. So it's a pedestrian and cycleway as well as train tracks. But when a boat or ship wants to come through, which I don't think happens all that often,
the boat, they can lift for the boat to pass. I don't think I've seen this before. Do we have this here?
Yeah.
Oh, we have this to lift it?
Yeah.
The bridge is raised by those 4 concrete towers you can see behind me. Those towers are about 40 meters high, and the bridge can be elevated to somewhere around about 27 to 30 meters high. How amazing would it be to see this bridge in action? I don't think it's going to happen, but I am now close to the entrance to the bridge. You can see we have different sides, like a road really, so pedestrians and cyclists going this way need to keep to the right, and if you're coming the other way, you keep to the left. And the bridge itself
careful with your bicycle. It look maybe it's not cold enough. In Canada it would be so cold that you will have ice on the floor, you know.
530
it should be cold. It's Sweden.
tons. So just imagine when that bridge goes up, the weight that is on that pulley system up there must be absolutely incredible. And the canal, you can see here, better view of it, going down that way. That's where I'm going to walk. The river is on the other side of that bridge there. And then you can see...
really, the water is so close to the big stick. You don't have flooding problem here?
The bridge crosses onto an assortment of different islands that go down in that direction. That's the way I'm heading next.
This looks
the
scary.
span of this bridge is 50 meters and it was built in 2001. I just missed a train coming across. It happened so quickly I couldn't get the camera out, but if another one does pass over, I'll be ready for it. So ahead of me now is the fixed portion of the bridge. That one, I think, crosses the...
What?
Look, if I walk there with the little bridge and the water below, I will get dizzy.
Really? Oh, Suji,
I
this
only
is-
have to climb like this
Why?
with my hand.
Well,
I don't know. I
Suji
feel
think that
dizzy.
Suji think that she cannot swim, but she can.
No,
I
I'm
teach
thinking
her to
part of
swim.
the disease or something.
You have a thyroid problem?
No, it's not a matter. But I don't know what happened to me. I remember every time.
Oh, you're just sick from the heights. You're afraid of the heights or not? I don't think so.
No, every river like this and with the small bridge, like I cannot get close to the side. If I walk, I need to like avoid. I have to be in the middle.
But you're seasick in a boat, right?
Yeah.
But that's not a boat.
And also, I feel like earthquake,
Oh yeah?
like it moving.
It make you seasick? It make you sick? Okay.
So ahead of me now is the fixed portion of the bridge.
Wait, do people that are seasick from taking a boat will be sick from taking the bridge like this too?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it's connected, right? Maybe, I don't know. You can tell us.
One, I think, crosses the river, not the canal. And then
Yeah,
there
it's Indian.
is the railway tracks as they head over the canal system. Right, let's crack on. Let's head in this direction, see what else we can find.
My God.
Missed it again. Okay, good news. I managed to capture the shot on my iPhone. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, they carry something.
Tell you what,
Yeah, I think he said earlier that it's only to carry stuff anymore. I don't think it's to carry people, from what I understand earlier, but I'm not sure.
thunders across. The whole thing vibrates. It is crazy. Right, looks like we've got the city now on my left, but we're going to continue straight down, see what else we can find in the park.
Oh. Wow, look at the house. They are kind of uphill the mountain, and they literally can see the water, the house. And you don't really have land for yourself, but it's like you have space between each house. It's just a weird location to have a house a little bit.
I think this whole area is called the Trollhattan Canal Park. Let me give you a sense of what I'm doing today. There is the map, and I think we started right there in that building. That's the train station. We walked across the lift bridge. Looks like there's another drawbridge over here. It is quite an area for bridges and interesting places. We walked down here along the island. In fact, that's where we are right now. And then look what we've got to come. A waterfall, an interesting looking church. We've got power plants, a forested area.
Damn,
Then we have
it's all water. Like literally you cannot go from one place to another without pressing the water. Look, there's water
an
everywhere.
innovation district. I think that's what it says anyway. And then we'll walk on towards
The
the
bridge.
city centre. That's probably where we'll finish, somewhere up there. There's also a
Look,
sign.
look, but there's 50,000 people. But each place is connected by water.
Yeah, that means everyone grow up have to be able to swim.
In Western country, people grow up learning to swim. In Thailand, a lot of women cannot swim.
Here next to it saying that there is free Wi-Fi in the city centre. So we'll give that a try when we get to it. And you can also dock your boat here for a service fee of 200 Swedish krona. Looks like we've got some kind of adventure area over there. And here is a shop that I would imagine would be open in the summer months, probably selling ice cream. And then across the river here, up on the hill, you can see a little taste of the real Sweden. Some lovely
Yeah.
little houses overlooking.
See, that's what I said earlier. It doesn't look that pretty, but in summer, it's probably very pretty.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the temperature.
The temperature is depressing.
Yeah, but it's an interesting location. You have the
Water.
I mean, it's never too hot. Because even during the summer, because the water is so close and the wind, it's probably not that hot during the summer too.
Any snake.
Any snake? No, not in Sweden. Not there, I think. Suji's afraid of snake because we have a lot of snake here. But...
The river
And some snake do love the water. So
canal. I've seen this a few times in the city. These chains dangling from the bins. I'm interested to know why. So
Wait,
if
wait,
you
wait,
know
hold
the
on.
answer, it's dangling from the...
Why like this?
don't tell me it's anti-homeless. Like in Canada, you have bench where they put some spikes so the homeless cannot sleep there. Maybe it's for the poor people that don't get their hand there to collect the bottle. But I don't think so, right? Maybe it's because the wind is gonna push they're afraid that the wind will push like the bag outside or something, maybe? I'm not sure.
the bins. I'm interested to know why. So if you know the answer to that, consider dropping me a comment. Let me know. You may be able to hear some
Wait, we saw something just now. What is that dome there? That white dome?
To sit there?
I don't know.
Know the answer to that? Consider dropping me a comment. Let me know. You may be able to hear some rushing water on my left side. Well, we are about to get into some Nordic folklore. The Strömkarlen, also known as the Nacken, to be precise, an evil water spirit who lived in this area for over 1,000 years. Just around here is a viewing platform, so you and me are going to take a look at this together. Viewing platform.
I was impressed by the tree. I thought he was talking about the tree. The tree is nice.
So you and me are going to take a look at this together. It is a magnificent scene, I'll tell you something. The water is getting louder, you can hear it. Look at that. Dare I look down? Here we go. Whoa. There's the river. And there is the spillway. And look at that water. Look at those rapids. I was just wondering when to get my rolls out and have some lunch. This may be the perfect place. Let's see what kind of view we get. We definitely got a nice bench and a table for me. Take a look at the view. Oh wow, there we go.
Wait, why are you traumatized?
It's dangerous and it's pretty.
Jeez, so afraid of these things.
We'll settle for that, I think. Ah, perfect.
And no one.
Can you do rafting? You know when there's 4 people with the thing and you have the in the Olympics?
I think you can do it.
In Canada, we have a lot of space, but maybe it's not large enough on the side actually.
Wow. It's sitting full of water.
Legend has it that the Strömkarlen would lure unsuspecting and innocent people down to the rapids by playing this sweet, beautiful music on his fiddle. And then when they got down close to the water, he'd murder them. Now, some people say that he was misunderstood and that he didn't murder them. He actually lured them down to the water's edge to protect them for their own safety. I'm not convinced. It is just staggering to listen to the sound that the water is making as it's roaring its way down here, and the sight of it as well. What a stunning place. This is definitely worth coming to if you're in Gothenburg, no doubt about it. We're going to press on, but just before I do, I want to point out one thing that I think is pretty amazing. There is another viewing platform here, and we've got the rapids underneath us once again. But look at that over there, you can see the actual height of the river, and there are some what looks like emergency overspill sections there that are built to maybe open up if there's a risk of flooding of the river and put any excess water down here.
If they think that's in a flooding, they can open the gate to protect. I mean, it's stuff that is very important. I mean, sometimes in Thailand, it's crazy. Not only sometimes it's flooding, but sometimes a city will run out of water. Because there's not enough water in the place like this, they will run out. Something.
Yeah, they are so weird. And then when they're on the flood, they always have to transfer the water out and then make the city, the village below that flood.
We have 2 problems.
So weird.
Too much flood, and don't have running water for the house because of those kind of places that are empty. Because in Thailand, there's 6 months per year that is absolutely no rain, and 6 months that it's raining. So it's kind of only 2 seasons. And I remember when we were leaving at the last place, ran out of water.
Yeah, oh my God.
Because the place like this had no more water for the village.
And they need to put the water in the car and then go transfer like house by house. Oh my God, that was stupid. Like
the risk of flooding of the river and put any excess water down here into the rapids. A long before Trollhättan got its city rights in the early 1900s, there was a very successful, very popular, very busy industrial unit just down below me on the rapids. Sawmills were there first, later there was cotton mills, and then from 1857, Sweden got its very first wood pulp mill. They were positioned there. Sweden got its very first...
Oh, this looks like the wall of a castle or something.
Wood pulp mill. They were positioned there to
pulp mill.
take advantage of the massive force of the water coming down this section of the river. In 1868 it was the scene of a workers' revolt, perhaps the first in Sweden, when the companies down there gave their workers a 25% pay reduction. They were up in arms, and those events go down in the country's history. Unfortunately, pretty much all of those buildings in the industrial area were destroyed some time ago, and so all you can see these days are the foundations of those former mills and plants. I am heading down, trying to get to that bridge. We don't want to go up. The sign says go left, so that's the way I'm going to go.
We'll go up to where?
Up there is that church I think we saw on the map, and there's a nice little waterfall. Check that out.
For Baptiste?
We're now walking alongside the river.
For what?
Baptiste.
Oh, you think that they're gonna Baptist people there in that waterfall?
Look pretty. Below.
Oh, you remind me of that. I don't think the
priest?
I don't think the priest is gonna go there to Baptist people. But I know what you mean. It looks like in a movie or something.
Waterfall. Check that out. We're now walking alongside the river. The church is just on the other side, on the banks across the river, and it looks like it's a pretty nice brick church, but it is clad in scaffolding at the moment, so they are clearly renovating or repairing it. In any event, I'm heading straight for the power plant now with a bit of luck. Sweden has 2,000 hydroelectric power plants, and this one right here, Olidan, was named after the former industrial area that goes back a few hundred years. I was telling you about that a little while back. But this was the first hydroelectric power plant in the country, built between 1906 and 1910. It remained the largest one until the 1940s. If you're visiting the city, I've got to tell you, the signs that you see along the way are just incredible, really, really useful. Lots of information on the various parts of the city and its history. That one is about the power plant. It is red granite. That's what it was built from. And according to the sign,
it's not like Gothenburg where you can, I guess, fish. It's not the purpose, right? They just have a lot of stuff, and it's probably helped not just for the control of the mother nature in that city, but the neighbor town also.
Yeah,
you know, everything around it.
Interesting.
Because it's only 50,000 people. It's a small city.
It's just as elegant on the inside as it is on the outside. Next up, I am going to follow this sign here. So I think I'm currently about here overlooking the power plant. We're going to walk down along the river and try and make it to that little island there. The area is a nature reserve. I just crossed this bridge just to see what's on the other side. I think you can head up.
Well, never mind. There's only 50,000 people, but it looked big.
Yes.
Like there's not, you don't show yet where people live, basically, except the one time at the beginning.
And onto the cliff top there, and take a look over the plant. We'll save that for another trip. It is awfully quiet out here. I am heading away from the city, and we have about an hour of light left, an hour before sunset. So it's a gloomy day. It's probably not going to get any brighter than this now. So I'm hoping that I can get down to this island and then make it back before it rains as well. The forecast says that it's going to rain this hour, so I will be hoping that it doesn't, fingers crossed. The island is just there. I've just crossed one bridge over there and another one here, and I'm pleased to say that this is the area where the canal flows back into the river. So essentially we have a series of doors and a series of chambers, and each door opens in sequence and lets the boat through once the water level is at the appropriate height. And then once it's done that several times, the boat is down towards the level of the river at the bottom there. Clever design. Some really pretty houses in this neighbourhood.
Suji's the one between the two that love to build stuff, so I like to think how they do it.
Yeah, true. No, that why it would be really difficult to flat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
look at the system and everything.
the system that we don't have here, right? You have never seen this, so we have something a little bit similar like that in Canada.
I'm making my way back towards the centrum. It's raining again.
Ah, see? People live there then. Those are apartment, I'm guessing? I'm guessing that it's balcony that we see, like, that's why it's standing out.
Look like the same company.
Yeah. And some...
Just across
Yeah.
the other side of this pedestrian
Okay, finally, now we see people where they live.
bridge is the Saab Museum. This was the headquarters
Saab?
and main
Saab. Is that not a car?
manufacturing plant of the car maker that dates back to the 1940s.
Well,
They were building cars until
the
they
logo.
went defunct back in 2011. The museum across the road has about 140 cars in its collection. You can go inside and have a look.
I mean,
for-
look, because I'm old. So I remember that car when it still exists, because it's no longer, I think, this car you just said.
120 kroner, which is about £9 sterling, about 10 euros. Just across from the museum, there is this incredible steam locomotive on display. It caught my eye as I went to have a closer look in the window of the Saab Museum. It weighs 116 tons, has a
Wow.
1.75 metre drive wheel, and has 6 tons of coal storage. It was manufactured in 1917, and after a very long, faithful service...
Well, he's gonna laugh, but it's still use this in Thailand.
Sure.
True! I saw it!
It's classy.
In the countryside, they still use these to transport, not people though, merchandise, right?
Well,
In town?
people.
Too? With these? Okay. Well, I was trying to help you, but...
It has returned at last to its birthplace. Right, I am going to proceed onwards now. I've got about a mile of pathways to walk, and we should then be in the city centre.
Dark now.
Ah, see, now we see people. The city center.
Quiet still.
Wow! That's not a house though, right? That's it looks like a school almost, with like a campus. Yeah, most people live in apartment or condo. Those houses are mostly what we saw, right?
Yeah.
With people like...
We have made it back to the train station, and I am about to catch the 2006 train back to Gothenburg. Unfortunately, I got carried away in the park area, so I didn't get to spend all that much time in the city centre, but it was interesting to see nonetheless. I also had dinner at an Indian restaurant called the Indian Palace, chicken balti, naan bread, rice, and a Cobra beer for £21. That's about 23 euros, and I can
Not
tell you,
bad.
after all that walking around today, it went down a treat. Right, I'm gonna go and jump on the train back to Gothenburg. Tomorrow, another day trip planned from Gothenburg City. Stay tuned to find out where I'm going. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video somewhere in Sweden.
Ah, interesting. It turned into a video about how to work the engineer and everything.
Yeah.
I know you like that kind of stuff.
I love it. Oh, I even want to visit the city. I feel like it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know, Suji built a lot of stuff with her own hand.
And break
Maybe-
it too.
And break it. Maybe someday we can show you what she does. Well, thank you for watching. Please suggest us more. See you very soon.